Hello common people, this is Common Guy Reviews and the one doing the talking is your lovely host Pepsi. There is something weird about 90s movies. There is kind of this vibe or structure of the story that instantly throws you back to the 90s, and this movie for some reason had a lot of it. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is a 2010 dark fantasy horror film written by Quillermo Del Toro and Matthew Robbins. It was directed by Drox Nixie and this movie was his directorial debut. It is also a remake of the 1973 ABC made-for-television film of the same name. We start this film by watching an old man tricking a maid into a trap. Then this geezer plays a dentist for a short term, and is making some offerings for the weird noises in a fireplace. Displeased for his offering, something drags him into the dark, and we are then in a happy modern days. First, of course, I cursed under my breath because nice dark gothic vibes were wiped out of the board so suddenly. But no worries, we get back there. Sally Hurst is an 8-year-old kid going with his father to the same manor we started with. It needs to be renovated and Sally's dad Alex and his girlfriend Kim are eager to start. From the get-go we see that Sally really isn't vibing all this, and also we are met with these weird sounds and eerie presence of something weird. Even if I was greatly disappointed that the dark gothic vibes were gone, we at least go back to this old house. It is a manor, alright.
A manor.
With sliding doors and high walls, art hanged to the walls, dusty fireplaces, huge hallways and big rooms. House is also full of vents and stuff, so Sally can listen in her bed while his dad and his girlfriend get busy. The 90s use out of this film because of its sudden or subtle fantasy elements. Sally soon gets to know these little gremlins that live underground and is as surprised as us when they are actually evil and scheming little bastards. At some point when Sally is talking to them, some of those creatures even do generic evil laughter after sentence as to emphasize how evil they are. It takes annoyingly long for Sally to understand that those little shits are up to no good. Was 90s some sort of fantasy era, or why I was surprised when I found out this movie came out in 2010? I don't know, is it a lightning or something? Well, whatever. While Sally sulks and is seemingly depressed in her situation, her dad is set on making this place work. He plans some work stuff around it, and Kim, who is basically a stranger to Sally, steps in to help and is able to share some amount of empathy to her. This movie has really nothing grand going on it. It is just a fantasy story about old creatures that have been terrorizing surface dwellers for centuries. They even have a janitor there to help Sally to keep away from the basement she finds when she has lost in the maze. There the evil fireplace looms holding its dark secrets. And of course everything weird starts to happen as Kim's dress gets shredded to pieces and we play this "It wasn't me, it was the Nightmare Gremlins" game until the end. Alex is really hesitant to just getting a grip how Sally isn't in her best condition due to the breakup of her parents. Also her mom is really busy for some reason, and we get zero information about her, so there's that. Dysfunctional family fighting a rat bastard, and I guess the movie was just watchable. Personally this movie was just big a meh for me, nothing special, but I guess it was just okay to look at. If you are interested, maybe take a look, but don't expect anything really fantastic fantasy film. We have Legend for that, and I don't think it can be toppled so easily. Even if this has some sudden, more violent things going on in it, only for the start I think, it really doesn't hold the table for being a so dark fantasy. Well, maybe it is a dark fantasy because these are those weird gremlin bastards down there who wants children sacrifice. But if that's the only dark thing you have in this fantasy film, then it's not really that dark fantasy. It's like dim-lighted fantasy. But yeah, this was my review about Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Brought to you by Common Guy Reviews and speaking to you, your loveliest Pepsi. And guess what? I'll see you in the next review. Goodbye.